I guarantee everything in this documentary is real. You know why he's so desperate to shut this film down? Because he knows we found things. Footage, phone calls, conversations he recorded himself, contracts, NDAs, real receipts. But Diddy ain't the only problem. He's just a symbol. This industry is full of people like him smiling in the spotlight while pulling strings and hurting people behind the scenes. I don't make things up.
We got Ciroc. Damn, we got all and y'all want Diddy to come to my room. He ain't even brought no Ciroc. I don't want that old around me. He a old ass.
African champ. Ain't no more team. What is Puffy doing?
The hip-hop world is in full meltdown after explosive leaks cracked open the real story behind Diddy and Burna Boy's once celebrated bond. What looked like a powerful alliance between two global icons has now spiraled into a web of scandal, betrayal, and unanswered questions. In his latest documentary, 50 Cent pulls back the curtain on the hidden power games, media manipulation, and quiet deals that allegedly shaped their connection behind closed doors. It all began with a single photo, Diddy and Burna Boy locked in a moment of brotherhood that fans took as proof of unity across cultures. But when Diddy's legal trouble surfaced, that image transformed overnight. Admiration turned into suspicion. Support turned into doubt. 50 Cent breaks down how that one picture ignited a chain reaction, exposing cracks in the narrative and triggering a public unraveling that shocked the music world and left fans questioning what was real and what was carefully staged.
I just want to say, I know a lot of people want to hear these stories and everything like that because this is stuff that happened back in the day. And then maybe that if they knew there was going to ever be a YouTube or they knew there was going to ever be social media, a lot of the stuff probably wouldn't have got played out like it did. But things happen and these are just stories from the past. I would like to use that as, what you call that, just to clear the facts up what's going on. But it all started, we was in Atlanta. And this story starts when I'm with Puff and he's in exotic bookstores and he's doing shopping, right? He's shopping, getting his stuff and everything like that. So, you know, this is the first time I was ever in an exotic bookstore with Puff. So, you know, I'm giving him his space. He's taking things off the shelves and stuff like that because they gave him a brown paper bag. When they gave him a brown paper bag, he was just putting stuff in there. So I said, damn, you know, he got to go put it on the counter and, you know, show everybody what he's getting. So as he going, I'm just looking at the places where he picking stuff from. So there's one part he picked up some things from up here on my left side. And then he picked like quite a few of them down. I was like, okay. He put them in the bag. So when I went by there and I looked up there and it said butt plugs. And I was like, hey, yo, I was messing with him. Because people don't understand, you know, we was like friends. He was a part of the same gang. So I'm still gonna tease him. I'm still gonna mess with him and everything like that. I could do that. It wasn't just no security thing. So I say, yo, what are you getting this for? And it said butt plugs. And he was like, yo, can I do my shopping by myself? I said, yeah, you could do it by yourself, brother. And he started walking and everything like that. So when he got I just waited at the counter. When he got to the counter, he didn't even have to show the guy nothing. He just gave the guy a wad of money. I mean, like he gave the guy a stack something like this. And Puff wasn't the dude that carried no 20s and no 50s and nothing like that. And I mean, like he just said, boom. And we walked out the store.
Burna Boy, a global force redefining African music, and Diddy, a mogul known for building and breaking empires, came together to create what many believed would be legendary. Their collaboration on Twice as Tall changed the game, earning a Grammy and marking Burna's biggest international breakthrough. But behind the trophies and applause, subtle cracks began to form. Was their connection built on genuine respect, or was something more calculated at play? In his breakdown, 50 Cent reveals that this partnership went far beyond music. It was a high-stakes mix of business, power, and ambition, one that quietly set the stage for consequences no one expected.
So we had to leave Atlanta and go to North Carolina for a show. You understand? And it was him, this rapper, Sarah, and this other girl. We all got on a G5 jet, and we flew to G4 jet, and we flew to North Carolina. So later on that, I think that afternoon, same day, this rapper and him, they all in the room together. You know, it's Sarah, the girl, Puff, and this dude, this rapper. So I'm hearing at the door and stuff like that, like, yeah, so then next thing you know, somebody rang the doorbell. We had the presidential suite where we was at. So I opened the door and the dude said, yo, I'm here for my cousin. I said, who your cousin? And he said, Ja Rule. I said, well, he busy right now. He said, he busy doing what? I said, he with Puff, they're in the room, they busy, they don't want to be bothered. He said, well, I'm going in there. I said, bruh, you ain't going in there because he told me they don't want nobody to be bothering them. And he was like, yo, I don't care, man, I'm going in there. That bull like that. I said, yo, bruh, Jesus Christ had to come down here and take the air out of my body before you get in that room right there. Watch. He tried to bum rush me. I grabbed it and threw him against the piano. When I threw him into the piano, Puff and Ja Rule runs out the room. Puff got his towel, Ja grabbing his towel, but they butt the naked. And so then Ja was like, yo, what's going on? Yo, Gene, that's my cousin. He know me well, you know, and Puff was like, yo, Gene, what happened? I said, he tried to get in the room. I told him he couldn't get in the room. And he was like, Puff looked at Ja. He said, yo, Ja said, you ain't want to go in that room because there's a lot of freaking going on. So I was like, oh, he said it was a lot of going on. So that was basically that story, man. You know what I'm saying? They went back in the room, dude felt a certain kind of way, and he left out. So I seen them at the concert the next day, and they tried to, you know, form up against me. But my man Frank was like, I told my man Frank, I was like, yo, Frank, put yourself in that position. Somebody trying to get in the room, and Ja told you don't let nobody get in the room. What would you do? Now, y'all can do whatever y'all want to do, man, but you know I ain't taking no losses. He said, yo, you good, and that was it. Bruh, when Ja said, you don't want to come up in there, a lot of freaky stuff is going on.
As rumors of a mysterious tape began circulating, the tension around Burna Boy and Diddy's relationship exploded. This wasn't harmless gossip. It felt like a ticking time bomb. Whispers of secret manipulation, shadowy business moves, and quiet betrayal flooded the internet. Burna Boy chose silence, refusing to respond or defend himself. But in the age of nonstop headlines and social media outrage, silence is rarely neutral. It becomes suspicion. As the noise grew louder, Burna was pulled into a storm of speculation he didn't control. In his analysis, 50 Cent shows how staying quiet didn't protect Burna. It fueled the fire. Once the public owns the narrative, your truth no longer belongs to you.
That's crazy, bro. So now, you think certain politicians, you think certain actors, actresses, they drink and smoke and we know they love pink cocaine. You know they got weed all in the air. They dropping ecstasy pills. They dropping some other kind of sexual pill. Man, do you think he ain't got nobody on tape, bruh? So now, can y'all go get those tapes? If he was blackmailing Cassie, and Cassie's mother had to give him $20,000 for her tapes allegedly, you think he ain't bribing nobody else? Or people ain't worried about that shit? that they got to do business with him because they know what they did at the Diddy party? So those tapes was important. And the federal government, when they showed some of the stuff that was happening in there, you could see the jury cringing. So it was easy for them to come back.
Then the situation took a sharp turn when Nigerian artist Speed Darlington dropped a diss track titled Baby Oil, openly mocking Burna Boy and hinting at Diddy's hidden influence behind the scenes. What started as a trolling jab quickly spiraled into something far more disturbing. Reports of an attack on Speed's car in Lagos sent shockwaves through the scene, and his mother's emotional public plea for Burna to step in only intensified the backlash. What was once a musical back and forth suddenly felt real, dangerous, and out of control. In his breakdown, 50 Cent explains how a diss track meant to provoke turned into a real-world confrontation, where rumors crossed into reality and the stakes rose far beyond music.
With those charges for the sex offenses, or the prostitution for selling and promoting prostitution, it was easy for them to come back with that. Listen to him. Y'all heard the same thing that I heard. When they raided his house, y'all saw the same thing I saw. They took computers, tapes. You think wasn't nothing on those tapes, y'all? You think they didn't log those tapes? Why did they, hold up. Yo, I just caught a jewel. They used the tape that Cassie sent them, that Cassie had. They used the tape that Cassie had that they showed to the jurors. Why do you think they didn't use the tape that they got from Diddy house? Because that would have them had to log that in. It would have been public record. And at one given time, when it's a public record and out of this trial, you could go see it. You could go get those tapes, copies of those tapes, because it's public record.
With the sex offense and prostitution allegations on the table, the counter-argument came fast. People heard the same thing. When Diddy's house was raided, agents seized computers and tapes. And nobody believes those tapes were empty. They were logged. They were cataloged. So the real question is this: why weren't those tapes used in court? Then comes the twist. 50 Cent points out that prosecutors relied on a tape Cassie already had and submitted, the one shown to jurors. Because if they used the tapes taken from Diddy's home, they would have had to log them into evidence, making them public record. And once something becomes public record, anyone can access it. Anyone can request copies. That's the part that makes people pause, because it suggests the truth wasn't just about what existed, but about what could never be allowed to be public seen. Record.
Do they take the massage oil with them when they go? No. They just walk out to people who are being arrested. If you ever seen a person getting arrested and the people being arrested in those brothel houses, do they take out the stuff in the brothel houses? No, they don't. They take the individuals who are being arrested out the brothel houses. For them to take 1,000 bottles of baby oil, it's like that they did not leave one. They left people there, but they ain't leave not one bottle. Nobody needed no baby oil. So my whole thing about it is that there was something in that other than baby oil. That's why they took all the bottles. And 9 times out of 10, if I would give it a wild guess, it was, and like some of the people told me, it was probably that GHB.
What's that?
I think it's gamma hydrox. I looked it up, bro. Let me see. See if I can find it. I know this is just showing everything like that, but oh no. Let me. Yo, somebody tap dance or sing or do something, you know what I'm saying, while I'm doing this. Oh, here it go right here. It's gamma hydroxy butyrate.
Behind closed doors, Burna Boy went into full damage control mode. His legal team rushed to contain the fallout, while Burna himself took to Twitter, firing off posts meant to shut the rumors down. Instead, each tweet seemed to pour gasoline on the fire. Fans dissected his lyrics line by line, hunting for hidden meanings that could explain the leaks. Suddenly, his music wasn't just art anymore. It was treated like evidence. Burna's career found itself under an unforgiving spotlight. In his analysis, 50 Cent explains how Burna's own creative voice became a double-edged sword. In the digital age, every word lives forever, every move is judged instantly, and the rules change faster than anyone can keep up.
I ain't seen we didn't have no weird shit like that going on around us. I wouldn't have known about no pills or no special oil in the baby oil and stuff like that, you know? People been talking about that lately. See how people lately been talking about in the interview, how there was some, I think it was some horse, what they call it, some the stuff that they put horse and make them, some type of heart tranquilizer that's put in no baby oil bottles. Y'all think it was just baby oil, y'all? Are y'all that stupid? Do y'all know it was more shit in those bottles of oils? That was just a cover up. Y'all don't realize that there was other stuff in those bottles that made people either go to sleep or get freaky or get horny or something in those bottles that's getting tested. It's not illegal to have baby oil in your house. Why the hell would the police take baby oil? What's illegal about some baby oil? Are y'all that stupid? The shit that's mixed in that baby oil or in those baby oil bottles. That's how concerned, y'all. Come on, y'all. And these bodyguards keep talking about it. They better shut up. They better shut up. Y'all need to go in there and tell them, stop. But no, Jay Prince ain't had nothing. Jay Prince ain't had nothing to do with this shit. Jay Prince not a rat, y'all. I don't know. We talk about executives. Somebody asked me in the comment section, what black executive it appears that don't do anything weird. The only person I could think of was Babyface. Maybe L.A. Reid. You haven't heard too much about him. And Babyface. You know, they might have, you know, some people will say they beat him out some money and stuff like that. But I don't think Jay Prince a snitch. I'm not one to do all of that, what Suge and maybe even Wack 100 have said about Jay Prince. He seemed to be solid to me. He talk a little tougher than what, you know, he might be, but that we all do.
The most damaging moment came with a post allegedly linked to Diddy. I helped you in that Grammy. You thought you could do it without me. Whether it was real or fabricated, the timing was catastrophic. Overnight, Burna Boy's biggest achievement was reframed, not as a triumph of talent and grind, but as something he supposedly owed to Diddy. The narrative flipped fast. Fans began questioning Burna's motives, his lyrics, even his rise to global stardom. One post was enough to poison years of credibility. In his breakdown, 50 Cent explains how a single statement, true or not, can permanently reshape public perception, turning success into suspicion and leaving reputations scarred beyond repair.
Special K and cocaine. Now see, the cocaine keep you up all night, but unfortunately it gives you limp noodle because of with the blood flow. So you wants to fuck with a half-hard dick all night. So that's why you have the Viagra to make sure that the dick involuntarily stays hard while you're numbing your fucking self with the coke. Now see, the ketamine, that's a horse tranquilizer. So that relaxes all your muscles. You could get fucked by 80 fucking ton gorillas. You wouldn't feel a thing. So now, your dick is gonna stay hard. You numbed up and you high. You got the ketamine in you so you don't feel shit. And then you add the ecstasy to put in the feeling that you've now blocked out. And now you got a party.
Freak off cocktail.
Yeah. So now, the 2C, they done skipped. They done skipped all the steps. They condensed it.
Wow.
So you got the cocaine in there, and then you got the ketamine in there, and they say that some of the dealers add the ecstasy in there. Now the Viagra, you still gotta take that solo. But with the 2C, you got all of that. The gay cocktail.
Oh.
Off cocktail in the one thing. And the reason why it's pink is because they put the food coloring in it. They think, he said he think they got it from the Breaking Bad. You remember how they was making the meth, and they made it a special color, so they done that with the 2C.
Wow.
It's the food coloring.
You think that...
As if you need more. When did high not get high enough? Like, I'm trying to understand.
Yeah, to the point where you have to fly it across, like, I need that here tonight. Can you get that here? Like, no...
I need that here. You got 3 drugs. Powerful drugs. And food coloring.
Shit. Okay.
You are numb. You are wired. You pop that Viagra. You a f***ing machine. You anything. You a brick wall, wouldn't even feel it.
I'm sure there's footage of that.
Like real rap. Like that right there is like, that's like, you know, cut me open right now, man. I ain't even gonna bleed. Like, it's wild. Like this 2C shit. Now I see how Young Miami can take all that pressure. She on the 2C. They be thinking these is over here like killing the game. They don't feel nothing, that's why they do it.
As Diddy faced mounting legal charges and Burna Boy pulled back from the spotlight, the question lingered. Was Burna a victim caught in the crossfire, or was he entangled in something far bigger than anyone realized? Fame, in moments like this, reveals its darker side. It isn't freedom, it's survival. The truth becomes blurred, and myths often feel safer than answers. In his reflection, 50 Cent argues that fame isn't a privilege at all, it's a trap. And in the end, both Burna Boy and Diddy, despite their power and success, paid a steep price for standing under the unforgiving glare of the spotlight.
So who's next?
Y'all don't see the lineup?
Yeah, we see the lineup. I'm just waiting to see who's next.
Jay-Z is setting Diddy up. Why is everyone having such a hard time? He ain't doing shit different. He lined up D-Haven, stole his life and identity. He lined up Big L, stole his life and identity. He lined up Dame Dash, stole his life, identity, and took his love. Lined up R. Kelly. He wants to be the one.
Yeah, shout out D-Haven. He actually hit us up, wanted to tell this story.
You need to talk to D-Haven.
Yeah, we need to talk to him.
I told you that last year when I put you on the phone with him.
You did.
And then got ran into, and then I got thrown in a hospital by my insane husband, who's working for YouTube to make his mama pray.
So wait, Jag, I'm just curious because with Diddy...
You mean?
with Diddy settling within 24 hours, which has never been heard of, 30 million, or the lawsuit was 30, undisclosed amount. But
He knew for 30 days that shit was fitting to happen.
Within 24
hours. He could have paid that 30 million before.
Yeah, why? Let that hit the fan. Did he?
Because he's Diddy.
He called a bluff?
Because yeah.
He should have enough money to
he
check.
He put the boots to that girl. She's supposed to be a good bitch. No matter who she with. All the time he putting a groom in her. Of course he thought it was still gonna work. He thinks he's God.
Alright.
He ain't doing shit. I raped the f out of that bitch, put the boots to her last time I seen her. Her and her trainer, boyfriend, husband. I don't get no.
So you hear about stories of Diddy like shooting people, blowing up cars.
Yeah.
Is he this gangster that behind the scenes that is that him or is that
Shout out to Wendy Williams.
In this documentary, 50 Cent goes deeper than anyone expected, unveiling exclusive footage and raw interviews that expose the untold truth behind the Diddy, Burna Boy saga. What began as a powerful partnership between two musical titans slowly unraveled into a web of manipulation, secrecy, and quiet deception. The film pulls back the curtain on an industry often romanticized as creative freedom, revealing instead a world driven by hidden deals, unspoken power plays, and ruthless control. 50 Cent breaks down how the machine of the music industry helped shape Burna Boy's meteoric rise, while simultaneously setting the stage for Diddy's fall from grace. But this story isn't just about two stars, it's about the system itself. Through shocking revelations and unfiltered conversations, the documentary exposes the sacrifices artists are forced to make and the true cost of success. Fame, it turns out, is expensive, and the price is often buried so deep that only someone willing to challenge the industry can bring it to light. This isn't just a story of drama and rumors. It's a stark look at the dark side of the entertainment world and the real cost of standing in the spotlight.